Hi, good afternoon, friends. Well, today I just want to share with you the life and times, the celebration of the life and times of a great one of the greats, Harry Belafonte. Well, today he died at the age of 96, and he was a civil rights leader, firstly. He was an artist, he was an entertainer, and he believed in people. Harry Belafonte. So we want to celebrate him. We want to celebrate him today. Today he died April the 25th in New York City at the age of 96. And he died from congestive heart failure. So it's important that we recognize some of our leaders. And he was born in March 1st, 1927 in Harlem, in New York City. Then at a young age, his mother sent him back to live in Jamaica with her mother, a Jamaican. And that is where he was trained and brought up. And from a young age, he was given the metal of steel. And his grandmother, instilled in him that life was not just about him and his success, but really making the place a better place, And he grew up with that from a young age, which was instilled by his grandmother in Jamaica. So when she repatriated him to New York, he was able to build on that foundation, and it's that foundation that made him one of the greats. So once again, our deepest heartfelt sympathy to one of the greats, Harry Belafonte Jr. So let's take a moment to celebrate his life. One-time king of Calypso and major civil rights activist whose career took countless twists and turns over 7 decades. He leaves to mourn 4 children, including his daughter, Shari Belafonte. Harry Belafonte, born Harold George Belafonte, was an American singer, activist, and actor. As arguably the most successful Caribbean American pop star, he popularized the Trinbagonian Calypso music style with an international audience in the 1950s. His breakthrough album, Calypso 1956, that was the name of his album, in 1956, was the first million selling by a single artist. In other words then, Harry Belafonte Jr. was the first person in the world to sell 1 million. He was the first to set that standard of $1 million in sales on his first album called Calypso in 1956, patterned by the Calypso music out of Trinidad and Tobago. Belafonte was born Harold George Belafonte Jr. at Lyon Hospital on March 1st, 1927 in Harlem, New York. The son of Jamaican-born parents, Harold George Belafonte Sr., who worked as a chef, and Melvina Nee Love, a housekeeper. His mother was the child of a Scottish-Jamaican mother and an Afro-Jamaican father, and his father was the child of a Black American mother and a Dutch Jewish father of Sephardic Jewish descent. Harry Jr. was raised Catholic. He was multi-talented, greatly loved, and a leader of our people. Our deepest sympathy, love, and respect to his family. His rich legacy will live on. Arguably, the godfather of the civil rights movement. Jamaican-American musician, actor, and human rights activist Harry Belafonte joined the civil rights movement in the 50s. Okay? He became one of Martin Luther King Jr.'s closest confidants. Over the years, he organized demonstrations, raised money, and contributed his personal funds to keep movement activities going. By 1960, Belafonte became the first African American TV producer to win an Emmy. So he had many firsts in his life. He died at 96 on April 25th. He died. And one of the things about why I call him the godfather of the civil rights movement is because although Martin Luther King might have been the main guy, but without money, without someone pushing you, without someone putting their funds and billing and confiding in you, and you confiding in them, then you can't go any place. So, as they say, a successful person never becomes successful by himself. There's always somebody either in front of him or behind him, motivating him, encouraging him. And he put his money where his mouth was. The FBI, they used to spy on him. So then he said, look, I'm going undercover and I'm going to help by giving donations, having concerts, fundraising. And Martin Luther, he was Martin Luther King's biggest confidant. Anything Martin was doing, he always would call Harry and ask him, what do you think? What should we do? And Harry Belafonte was like the strategist. He had all the plans to get this movement going. Because from a young guy, his grandmother instilled in him that this thing is bigger than you. It's for our people. And you must play an integral role in helping to develop our people and giving back to society. So it was on that pillar he built his future. So once again, deepest sympathy to the family of Harry Belafonte Jr. and all the ones that love him in the civil rights and all around. He was also a good friend of President Kennedy, John F. Kennedy. So he used to be like the link between Martin Luther King and the former president, John F. Kennedy of America. So he was a very important person. You know, he was very important. He's just not a normal person. And I want to continue to walk in his footsteps because he was a great man. I mean, besides being a Piscean, I always knew something was great about him. I always knew something was special about him. I always knew that he was a chosen one. And I just couldn't put my fingers on it. But he was a Piscean, like myself. So guys, we have to do what we are placed on this earth to do. As leaders, we have to keep leading, keep motivating, keep encouraging, keep nurturing as leaders. We cannot give up on that because that's what we are put here on this world to do, on this earth. Each one of us has a reason for being here. And the reason, you have to find your purpose in life. And when you find that purpose, you use that purpose for the betterment of mankind. Whatever that purpose is, it must be to uplift and make the world a much better place. Guys, thank you very much. Share this link and click and subscribe to Howard Hughes Live on YouTube. And on Facebook, I'm also Howard Hughes on Facebook. Instagram, Howard Hughes Live. Thank you very much. And let's continue to live and follow in these steps. They are big footsteps to fill. But let's follow in the footsteps of Harry Belafonte Jr. in making this world a much better place. One man can change the world, and it could be you. Thank you very much. Howard Hughes loves you each and every time. The song in the background is something I wrote years ago, and I sang on this track. This is my track. It's called Set Me Free. Set Me Free by Howard Hughes.
what I'm dreaming of.